Can you guys see me? I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna blame it on Mel because I let her set up tonight. Can you guys? What's wrong with the internet? The internet went down. What the heck? What happened?
The internet's not on.
It's not?
It wasn't up. I mean,
Do you think? Can you guys see me? What up?
well, maybe they can see you. It wasn't. The internet wasn't.
We were having an internet problem here. Are we live? Check it. Pull it up on the phone real quick.
Your dad says everyone's waiting, but maybe now you're on? Hold on.
Hopefully you guys can see me. I don't know what's going on. We're blaming it on Mel tonight. She set up.
No, I didn't. I did not set the live up.
Are we on? Can you guys see me? Give me a thumbs up.
No, it's not in the one. How did you do that again?
What?
So this one, you started a new live again. How did you end up doing
I don't know. Because the internet wasn't on, so I had to re-click it.
Re-click what?
Yes, I can see and hear you. All right, hey, some of you guys, you might have to jump out if you got cut off.
No, I've got to go tell them in the other one.
Yeah, there might be two chats going on.
I told everyone in the other one.
Because the internet dropped right when I hit go live. So then I had to hit go live again, and then it resets a whole nother thing. So it kind of jacks things up. But hey, what up? Everybody's jumping in here now. Big Feist keeps texting me, we're waiting. He's over in the other chat. He doesn't know we're over here hanging. All right, everybody's jumping in here. Well, how's everybody been? Everybody having a good week? What is going down?
So wait, did you put the link on your Instagram?
Oh, yeah, so that's the wrong link. So all the links that I basically posted aren't going to work. So can you repost for me? We'll put Mel to work tonight. Go ahead. She's looking at me like, I ain't reposting your stuff. Hook it up. Come on. You got it. All right. Well, I know we're missing some of the peeps. They'll find it in a second. So we got Wes G up in here. Jeremy, Howard, Liam, John, Michael, Big Garth, Chris. What up? What up, Adam? What up, dude? See, Adam he probably jumped in from the other chat. Everybody's figuring out. Had a little malfunction here in the beginning. B&B 37. What up? What up? All right, guys. So I'm here now. Well, welcome. What up, Chris? All right, guys. So made a little announcement last week that we're gonna go monthly now for a little bit. Feel like I ain't got a whole lot going on right now. I'll be honest with you. Last month, I've been at that property that we been fixing up. What up, Jacob? And finally got that done, so that'll be good. But I just felt like I don't have a whole lot going on, and I feel like week after week, I'm like, you're probably bored of hearing me jibber jabber about the same stuff. What up, Brian? So I was like, man, maybe if I break it up to monthly, I'll actually have a little bit more to talk about. Adam with the super chat. What up, brother? Giving you up there a little love. Thank you, sir. Always being generous and kind and blessing the channel. We appreciate that much. Let me move this down here. Much love. So make a note of that. We're going to do first Monday of each month. Like I said, like if I feel like if I was traveling around and I had a whole lot of exciting stuff week after week. Uh-oh. Mel's trying to drop a beat over here. It'd be sweet, but like right now, man, I'm like, feel like I ain't got a whole lot going on. I feel like I get on here and I'm just being repetitive. So I'm like, man, are people bored of hearing me just jibber jabber for a minute? So I'm like, all right, let's do a month and then see how that goes every month. And then hopefully I got 4 weeks of stuff to talk about rather than just 6 days worth of stuff. Because there ain't a whole lot going on in my 6 days, especially this last month. Like I said, I just been rehab Randy over here, fixing everything on that rental property. But other than that, What else we got going? We're going out of town this weekend. I know I mentioned on a couple weeks ago, because we missed last week, and I think maybe the week before, I was like, hey, we're going to do the first small group class on, I believe I said like the 8th or 9th. And as soon as I got done the show, Mel was like, excuse me, you're not doing a small group class on the 9th because we're going to Texas. So Mel's family's having a family reunion in Texas this weekend. So that's where we're going to be. So obviously that class isn't happening, but I think the very next week, or I was planning on, was just shifting it to the 16th, being the week that I got home. But the problem is I haven't actually been able to get the green light on the Hillsdale track, which I was hoping I was going to get, because that's where I was planning on doing it. I don't have that locked down yet, so I'm not going to put out an announcement that I'm doing a class on the 16th without knowing where I'm going to do it. So I'm just going to postpone that, and then hopefully maybe I can figure something out for either the 23rd or the 30th, because they'll be the last 2 weekends of the month. And that week that I get home, I actually have a bunch of privates that week. So the private's been good. Since I haven't had a track, I actually been just kind of doing it kind of like California style, coaching at the public track. So it's kind of how you do it in Cali. You just go to the public track, meet up with a rider out there, and work with them at the track. And that's kind of, there's only really 2 tracks out here where that works, because the way they run practice here in the Midwest obviously is different. Talked about that before. Cali, it's open. You can just go ride as much as you want. So it makes it easier to work with a rider. Here in the Midwest, they put you in groups, kind of go out in your class. You only get like 5-6 laps. So if you're working with a rider, it's kind of tough. But 2 of the tracks here actually have other tracks separate from the main track. So I can take riders over to those secondary tracks and then work with them over there for a couple hours, and then they can go out on the main track and ride. So I've been doing that the last couple of times I've been at the public tracks out here. So that's been good. But unfortunately, man, I went out to Adrenaline this past weekend, and you know what? We got to give a little shout out to Jake. So Brian, everybody knows Brian. We'll put Brian up here a second. Brian's in here every week. Everybody knows Brian. So his brother-in-law, Jake, I was just thinking about Amp, and I'm about to say, like, hey, I didn't have a good day, dude. Jake had a really bad day the day after me. He ended up racing and going down. So throw some prayers up for Jake. Dude, he got worked, he shattered his hip. He broke his parts of his lower spine. He has some fractures in, and then he broke some ribs on the backside the back part of the rib cage, which is gnarly. I've broken the backside of my rib cage. It sucks. So keep him in your prayers, dude, because he's a super cool dude. See him at the track all the time. His son's really cool. The whole family's cool. Brian, his sister, like that's his sister's husband, and they're all just good people, and they're part of the moto community out here in the Midwest. So prayers up, and hopefully he heals up and can get back to 100%, because that sucks, because season just started and now he's got to sit out the season, so that's never fun. But kind of what made me think of that, I went out to Amp this weekend, and basically my day was cut short as well. I know I've told you guys about Big Feist dealing with the vertigo, and I never had vertigo. I've told you guys that. I'm like, Big Feist got it. I never had to be praying for Big Feist because he's got vertigo really bad, and he's been dealing with it a lot. And then out of the blue, this last month, it was crazy. Like, all of a sudden I'd wake up in the morning, and I'm like, man, I'm kind of dizzy. And then it kind of go away, wouldn't really mess with me. And then right before I go to bed, or right when I was going to bed, I was laying down, and I'm like, man, I feel dizzy again. I'm like, why am I like dizzy? So it was like this morning and night thing, and that was the only time it was really bothering me. Like, I'd go through the day. I mean, I rode Midwest Extreme a couple weeks ago, and it didn't bother me at all. But it was consistent, almost every morning, every night, just a little bit. And I wasn't even thinking it was vertigo yet. I was just kind of like, man, I just thought maybe I'm getting old, feeling hazy in the morning and tired at night or something. And then one day I got it so bad that I was like, whoa, this is what Big Feist gets. To where, I mean, if any of you guys ever had vertigo before, you know what I'm talking about. To where I felt like I was drunk. I was seriously, room was spinning. I didn't even get out of bed. Stayed in bed the entire day. I was so jacked up. Or not the entire day, to 2 o'clock, which to me is the day, because I get up and get going early. So by 2, pretty much wasted the whole day. Laid in bed, couldn't get out, room spinning, felt sick, felt nauseous, thought I was going to throw up a couple times. And then finally was able to get out of bed by 2, go downstairs. I ate a little bit, and then I started to feel better as I ate, and then it kind of tapered off a little bit. And then that's when I'm like, all right, dude, so I got vertigo. Like, and I call him Big Feist, asking him. So obviously I feel like everyone in my family has dealt with it. So I guess it's just my turn, right? My cousins had it, my sister, my mom, my dad, everyone has dealt with it. Even my brothers had it. So obviously they're all like, my cousin's sending me, different exercises to try, and I tried it because they're saying, it's Chris. Obviously there's all this different types and different reasons why you get it and all this, and you got to figure out which one you got, how to treat it. And Big Feist would probably, if anyone knows, here we go. If anyone knows about the vertigo, I'd say he's fresh up on it because he's just been dealing with it probably pretty consistent for at least Feist, the last 6 months to a year probably, pretty nonstop. He's had it. But anyway, so I tried some of those exercises that my cousin told me to do, and I make that too bright. And it definitely helped. I'll be honest with you, like it definitely helped, but it wasn't the cure. Like it didn't really go away. So then after that day, I started getting it all day long, but it wasn't to the point that where I like that day where I was stuck in bed, but all day long. And that's how I am right now. Like if I'm the same way. Today is no different than it's been for like the last probably week or so. I'm going on this will be the second week where it's been 24 hours a day. It doesn't leave. So from the time that I wake up all day, if I look my head real quick like that, or look this way, or look up, or look down, any movement like that throws my equilibrium off, throws my balance off, it starts to mess with my vision a little bit. And that's what happened at the track. I was over here directing. She's like, look in the camera.
I moved the camera.
Oh, you don't like the angle? I thought you were telling me to look into it.
I was telling you to look into it.
Oh, here she goes. Director over here cracking the whip. But basically, that's what happened at the track. So, I didn't think it was, I didn't go into the track. I never even thought like, hey, I'm going to get here and maybe not be able to ride. I knew I had it, but for some reason, I guess I never thought about it actually affecting my riding. So I got down the track, geared up, and then I went out on track, and I honestly, I'm not even lying, I didn't even make it a half a lap. So if you go down the straightaway amp, I went 1 turn, 2 turn. There's like this little on-off little rhythm section. By the time I hit that next straightaway past that rhythm section, and it was really ruddy that day, I was going down the straightaway going, whoa, 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 like I'm off. And I'm like, I couldn't even, my eyes felt like they were jittering to where I couldn't focus on the dirt, couldn't even see where the rut was to get in the rut. Like everything was so out of whack that I was like, whoa. So then I slowed way down and kind of went through a couple more turns, and there's 2 big tabletops in the back section of the track. Once I went over those 2, I made that next left and just pulled off. I was like, dude, I can't ride today. I'm like, there's no way. So then I rode it back to the track, parked, and then tried to chill for a little bit. And then, if you're not moving your head around real fast, you start to feel like, oh, maybe I'm all right. So then I was like, well, maybe I can ride because, I'm at the track, I'm in my gear, I'm ready to go. I'm like, dude, I want to ride. So I thought, I was like, screw it, I'll just wait 20, 30 minutes and I'll give it another shot and I'll try to ride again. But I was like, let me just try something easy. I'm not going to go out on a big track. So they got a little turn track. Brian knows about it. Me and Brian did a class out there together last year. And that turn track that we ripped, that turn track's sweet, dude. And it would have been really sweet too if I wasn't feeling like crap. But anyway, I went out to the turn track, try to just ride corners, like not even jump, hit whoops. And it's just the motion of the bike and your head jittering that throws me off. I couldn't even do that. So after that, I'm like, screw it, dude. I can't ride. So decided to call it a day, loaded up the bike. And then I'm just bummed and super pissed because I'm thinking like, dude, what if this like ruins my whole year to where I'm like, I can't even ride this summer because I got this vertigo stuff or whatever it is. I'm assuming that's it, or it's some type of vertigo or something that has vertigo-like symptoms or whatever. So then I'm just like thinking, dude, I hope this doesn't ruin my year. Spring's here, the weather's cracking, starting to get warm, and here I am, can't even do a half a lap on a bike without being completely like disoriented. You know what I'm saying? Being jacked up, dude. Like I was seriously not good. And even now, like I'm not 100% right now. I could tell going like that throw me off. So that's where I'm at physical. I'm gonna I got to go to Texas this weekend, so going to just call some doctors and go see. Obviously, they're probably all booked up. Probably going to have to wait 2 weeks anyway. And then just get on the schedule, go see the doc, see what they say, and then hopefully get some type of cure, because I don't want to miss the riding season. I'm going to be super bummed. But at least I'm still able to coach, because I actually stayed. Obviously, I didn't just drive home. I had a kid scheduled for the day, so, I can still talk to people and share what I know. So I was still able to coach, which is good. I just don't want to just be able to coach this year. I want to be able to ride and coach. And I like to ride when I'm coaching. I like to ride with my students and ride with them and demonstrate and be on my bike. So I'm glad that I'm still able to coach, but at the same time, I'm bummed that I can't ride. So hopefully, keep me in prayers, dude, because I don't want to. Dude, I'm dead serious. I'm like, it's funny because all the times I've ever been hurt in my life, it's always been like a broken bone or a ligament. This is the first time that I've ever been not being able to get onto my bike, because it's like my brain. I'm like, that's like it feels like a brain. And to me, it feels like a brain thing. I'm like, I feel like something's wrong in my head. Like I don't feel right in my brain, because when I move my head, I get dizzy. And so I'm like, to me, it feels like a brain thing, but most likely it's the ear that, talking to my dad and stuff. It's probably an ear thing, but it's throwing off. It makes it, feels mental. You're like, dude, I don't feel like I'm in my right mind. I can't focus. I can't concentrate. But anyway, so hopefully we get healed up from that, and we'll get back to normal. But we had a really good day out there. I trained this little kid, and this is just cool. And this is, I'll say, like a lot of you parents out there that like want to get your kids into riding and stuff. This kid was 5 years old. He got his first dirt bike. His name was Grant. He got his first dirt bike in November, I believe. But he's been riding the Stay6 bikes since he was 3. And this kid, like, at 5 years old, in the amount of time he had this is his third time to the track. This dude was ripping. I'm not even gonna lie. He like already had like good form, good little racing style, and I think he developed that from riding a Stay6. So I think that's a good thing if families, parents out there looking to get your kid on a motorcycle. I think that's that nice little in between, like the super young before they can get on the dirt bike, get them on that, and I could definitely see it was he built a nice little foundation there that's helping him now. And he ain't scared. The dude was pinning it, like seriously jumped everything on the 50 track and was sending it off everything. And then he went and raced Kingsville, and he did well. His dad texted me. I think he got he had trophies. I think he got like in the top 3 in both his races or something like that. But anyway, his dad was sending me videos. Even at Kingsville, he was just sending it. So really cool to see young kids that are like, I feel like I would look at him like, man, this kid's got he's gifted. He's got like a little natural talent to be that good so soon. What's up, Mally? You want to come say what up? Come up here. Come here. Mally girl's up in the spot tonight. We got to get her on the spotlight. Hey, what's up? Huh? Doing big things? Say what up. She's doing it big. Yeah, man. So other than that, we'll keep you posted if I can get off a group class here at the end of the month, maybe the 23rd or 30th. But like I said, still doing the privates in between all that. Hey, okay, licks. Trying to think. Other than that, I don't think we got any other stuff going on. Hey, calm down. But hey, looking forward to what? Yeah, she's up in here. She was just on the show. Looking forward to the Texas trip because Mel's mom is like one of the best cooks. Her and my mom too. My mom, I feel like it's like a mom thing, right? Mom's always got it, but they have a full on like menu, and I got the menu here. I was like looking at it before I sat down. Where'd it go? They sent the menu out. Here it is here. They have a menu. Look, family reunion menu. I'm going to tell you what I'm getting into. Lasagna with meat sauce, spinach, and lasagna with marinara sauce, garlic bread, and cake on Friday. They got it broken down. They got breakfast, lunch, and dinner for Saturday. And this excites me because Mel doesn't like to cook. So when I go to the family reunions, I'm like, feel like I'm spoiled because I eat all this home cooking. Her mom's sweet. So I'm looking forward to just eating. Good times. All right, so what's going down in the Supercross world? Who's going? How many local boys out here going to the? Oh, we got Jacob in here. So Jacob is, we were talking about his dad earlier. This is his son. So yeah, man, sorry to hear about your dad too. And we're praying for him that he gets healed up. But that's his pops. Jacob's another dude. And hey, congrats on the weekend. I heard you were out there tearing it up. Mally, what you eating? Yeah, I heard you out there tearing it up in the 450 class or something. That's pretty sweet. But yeah, how many of you guys are going to the St. Louis Supercross? Local boys out here. So we got Brian. Looks like Brian's going. So Brian's going to Supercross. Anybody else from the local crew? I'm sure Jacob's probably going, right? Jacob's probably going with Brian because they're related. But anyway, so that's coming up here this weekend. A weekend off this weekend. So the last race would have been Seattle, and I put up some. I can't really remember who did what. Blame it on the vertigo now. I can't remember anything. Thought I was bad before. Now I'm really bad. All right, so let's see. 250 West race results. So, all right, now it's coming back. Lawrence got the win. Craig Mosselman, and I believe, I'm hoping I'm mixing up races. Was it Mosselman pushed Craig off the track, right? That was Seattle, correct? Or I got the weekends mixed up. I believe so. But here's the deal. I thought Mosselman's move on Craig, whether it was Seattle or not, I just remember it. And I think it is. That's why I think Lawrence won, because Craig probably would have won if he didn't crash. But I thought that move was completely, that's racing. Like, you know what I mean? Because we've seen a lot of dirty stuff this year. A lot of dudes just kind of T-boning each other. Barsha always getting into people. And I think the Mosselman Craig move was racing. He came in, had the line, snuck up, and just kind of pinched him off the track, and they made contact, and Craig went down. But that, to me, is racing. That wasn't like a T-bone. That wasn't like, hey, you're going to pass me, and I still want to beat you, even though you're going faster than me tonight, so I'll just knock you down so you don't beat me. That wasn't like that, and I think we've seen a lot of that this year from some of the other riders. Whoa. So that's all good. Shimoda getting the fourth. Freeze always getting good starts too, running out of top five. And I think Freeze won a heat race, right? And I think it was his first heat race win. So I think Freeze got his first heat race win, and then top five. I feel like he's been doing good all year. Probably his best year ever, to be honest with you. Marchbank, Blows, Swole, Wageman, and Kelly rounding out the top 10. Am I on the right race? Make sure I'm talking about the right race. If everyone's like, yo, Feist, that was 2 weeks ago. Because I fell asleep during this. And I was sleeping. This was Seattle. I watched it. I feel like I didn't watch it until Monday. Probably when I was supposed to be on the live here. And I was like, hey, guys, I'll be back next week. I was probably watching the race. No, me and Mel, I know we missed the one of them. We were at the rental. I told you guys that. I was at the rental working on it, and because the back door wasn't secure and I had to fix that. But I think actually last Monday, me and Mel, there was a property that popped up, and we were like, if we don't go drive out there and it's good, it'll sell, and we got to look at it. So we went and looked at it, and that's why we missed on Monday. But it wouldn't have worked. Right where the track needed to be, the neighbor basically had it. It was just, I was like, gosh, if that one guy wasn't right there, it would have been sweet. It's always the one, right? You got to be careful, dude, because it only takes one neighbor to get you shut down. All right, let's look at 450 here. I'm looking at Howard here. What about the rumors? Hey, all right, we'll talk about that, Howard. I was just reading his question. That's a good one because I just had heard that this weekend at the track. 450, we got Tomac, Anderson, Muscan, Stewart, Barsha, Webb, Wilson getting up in the groove there. Bogle, man, that's probably Bogle's best finish of the year, too, with the 8th. Let's see. So what happened in the 450 class? Anybody remember? Fist fight out of him. That's pretty funny. Did Tomac just hole shot? Like, I'm trying to even remember what happened. Did Tomac hole shot and just walk him? I feel like that's what I remember. Anderson, or was Anderson out front and he passed him? Does anybody remember how it went down? Because I can't remember, dude. To be honest with you, I need to watch. That's what I'm saying. When there's too big of a gap between the time I watch the race and I sit down, I don't even remember. Can't remember nothing. But obviously, Tomac is crushing them this year. We'll just glance at the points real quick. At this point, well, we'll pull 250 first. So 250 West, 2 Suzuki's in the top 10. Huh. Tomorrow. And Tomac. I think it said tomorrow. Wait, what does that say? Tomorrow. I should have said Tomac. I know what you're saying. Crispy. I'm like, tomorrow? God, wait, what? All right, so Craig up here, look at this, 171. So he got 26-point lead over Hunter Lawrence and a 30-point lead over Mosselman. What do you guys think about that? Yeah, whole shot and ran away. 12-second lead, Howard's saying, to finish. Yeah, Tomac, that's what I was saying. All right, that's what I remember. So what do you guys think? Do you think anyone can make up a 26-point? How many races are even left on the West? You think Hunter? I think the championships are wrapped up at this point. That's my take. What do you guys think? Are you with me on that? You think Hunter can make up 26 points in a few more races? I think it'd be super hard, huh? So Craig, Hunter, Mosselman, Freeze, and Shimoda is the point. Shimoda's still holding down top 5. That's not so bad considering he missed. Because, dude, he remember he missed at A3 when he ragdolled in the heat race? So for him to still be standing in the top 5, that's pretty good. And then Freeze holding down the 4th. So there you go. Let's glance over at the 450. Let me see. Anderson possibly, but Tomac's riding too good. So Chris P thinks Anderson could possibly, unless he takes himself out. Yeah. Anything is possible. You're right. I mean, I agree with all you guys. Anything is possible. We got a bike for sale here. Craig 254. Yeah, I'm thinking it's wrapped up. Unless something crazy happens, which that can happen at any point. But because look at this point lead. I don't know if Anderson can make that one up. That's even way stronger than what we looked at. 54-point lead for Tomac over Anderson. And then 59 over Barsha and 60 over Stewart. Webb holding it down in the top 5. Muscan, Sexton, Wilson staying in. And then our boy Roxton still hanging into the 10th there for not being on the circuit. He'll probably move out of that here with the remainder of the season. But yeah, I think it'll be pretty tough. What do you see? The 250 East-West Showdown. 250 West race is in Denver. Is that supposed to be Atlanta? Atlanta's. Yeah, I would say, I don't think something really crazy would have to happen for Tomac to lose this one. I don't know. No, it says Atlanta's the 250 East-West Showdown. However, the last 250 West race is in Denver. Tom is hooking us up with the info right here. I didn't even know you were in here until you said something. I'm like, wait, Mel's in here? She's over here laying on the floor with a dog. I didn't even know she was in the room. Over here sneaking in on our program here. She's fine. She's got a little bone. I see. So, all right, let's, I think it's still going to be fun to watch, even regardless with the big point leads. It's still fun week after week to see who's doing what. I still hope, I like watching Anderson. He's on fire. He's been ripping it up. And Sexton, man, dang, dude, what a bummer year for him. Just ragdoll central, man. I really thought he was going to be a championship contender this year, and he has just struggled to stay off the ground. And I think he's still got what he needs. It's just a matter of pulling it together, huh? All right, so let me scroll up here through the comments. Uh-oh. You hear Mally growling at me? What are you doing, taking her toy?
She's got a big chunk off.
She didn't like that. Growling at mommy. All right, so here's a little update on... So 4 broken ribs. We'll pop this up because we were talking about this. So just to get the actual report from Brian on So 4 broken hips, oh my goodness, dude. 8 fractured vertebrae and a broken hip. Good Lord. Heal him up. Yeah, so he probably got surgery. When did he get surgery, Brian? Today or last night? He probably just out, maybe first day today, or could be possibly got it late last night. I would assume he probably got it this morning. All right, so Jeremy here said had some little vertigo a couple of times. Sucks. Something with the crystals in your inner ear. Yep, that's what everybody seems to be telling me. So I got to go get the ears checked out here. With good protection gear. So Brian's saying saved his life with good protection gear. You got it? Yep. Agree with that 100%. I always say one thing. I know the top of the line helmets are really expensive, but I think it's worth spending a couple extra $100 to guard your dome, because I've rattled my brain a couple times with good helmets on, and I've seen other people crack bad cheaper helmets. So, and I'm knock on the wood. I'm not really superstitious, but getting the dog fired up. But I've hit my head pretty hard, and all my helmets done their job. I'm just saying it like that. So I'm grateful for good helmets. So always just spend a little more on what goes on your dome. It's worth it. All right, so let's see. I don't want to miss any question. If anybody have a question, you know how we do. If you're new here, hey, throw up a question with a question mark so I can find it. If not, you've been here week after week. Hey, thank you for being here. You got a little question, throw it up. If not, we'll just talk a little moto tonight, talk some Supercross. I'm just going to scroll through and kind of see what everybody's been talking about. If there's a question, I'll answer it. But you know how we do it. Here goes. All right, here. This is a good question here, because I just heard this. So who else knows about this one? What about the rumors of Craig going to Husky? I think he should stay with Star. I would be surprised that, I'm like, why would Star let him go? Like, the dude's about to win a championship. Why would they even let him go? I don't get that. So I just heard this same thing at AMP on Sunday. So is this true? Who knows if this is true? And I wonder, and if he is going, they must have paid him some good money. And he probably would be replacing Wilson. I love Wilson. Good dude. Funny guy. But I don't think Wilson will be with Rockstar Husqvarna next year. If he is going, so maybe Craig is the replacement. I don't think they're going to get rid of Stewart. I think you'll see Stewart back, because Stewart's having a good year. I think you'll see Stewart, Craig, and some of those guys on the lights. I would assume Craig would be in the 450. All right, so Brian's saying fight out at AMP. So they're learning that from TV, because there's been fights every weekend. And when I get to I know I just asked you guys a couple questions. When we get to the Craig stuff again, because I'm kind of just scrolling through, we'll chop it up. But I want to hear you guys' feedback on that. Hold on. Yeah, so that was when we were talking about earlier. So he is risen. Let's get a little shout out to He is Risen. Thank you, Lord. Anybody interested in purchasing a 2021 Honda CR4 Works Edition? I'm selling one, low hours. There you go. Naples, Florida. We got a 450 for sale. Works Edition. Could be a good bike for somebody in the area. So if you're out there and you're looking for something, hit up He is Risen. Yeah, so Hunt, me and Jess are on the same page with that. Stewart can still pull it off. So BDP, the Boogie Down Productions. You remember that rap group? Oh, wait. What? How did I get that up? I clicked on the wrong one. Sorry. I'm like reading one and I'm not saying. BDP, Boogie Down Production. It's a rap group from the 80s. Or, I want to say group. Producers. So he's believing Stewart can do it. Do you think Stewart could do it? Coming from, is he in 4th right now? He's in 4th in points, huh? Hey, anything's possible. I like Stewart. Let's see him do something. I like to see him get some more wins. It'd be nice to get some more wins. Yep, so Tomac is too consistent to lose the title. Tomac's just, I feel like he's just found the groove for the year. How many race wins in a row now? 4 or 5? It's going to be hard to beat that guy at this point. Partial collapse. Is that supposed to say lung? Partial collapse lung? Lung? I would think that was lung. In recovery night now. All right, so getting healed up. Yeah, lung. There it is. I see it. All right, he said decided away from the orange on the kid. Good choice. I did. So basically, I just wear an orange hunting hat, dude. So basically, I got black boots. I blew it like I told you guys. I told you, hey, find me a black helmet, and you guys did. Thank you. And what did I do? Got off here, got talking to Mel, went to bed, woke up the next day and was like, oh, I need to order that helmet before it's sold out. Went to the rental property, did some work, and then I'm like, oh, dude, I better do it. Got on there, gone. I was like, oh, I blew it. I should have bought it the second I got off this live, and I didn't do it. So now I can't get the black helmet. So I was like, dude. So then, obviously, I looked everywhere to see what kind of helmet I could get, and I found one Fox helmet in my size, and it's not an all white one, but it's a white one with a little bit of red in it. So then I was like, should I get that one or should I just keep the one I'm wearing? Either way, I got a red helmet. So yeah, the orange is not going to work. It only would work with a black helmet. So what I think I'm going to do, I still think I'm going to go with the Desert Storm look, but I think I'm just going to keep the red plates. That way my helmet, the helmet I have, still works with my bike because I'll still have red in my bike. So this is a good idea, dude. Maybe next year. Got to make it work at some point. But if anyone sees that black Fox helmet come up anywhere, shoot me a DM and say, hey, someone's got it back in stock because I need to get one. I want one either way. Just because I feel like I've been wearing the same helmet for too long. But I got some freshies, dude. I had some fresh boots on. I didn't even get to break them in. I was stoked. So shout out to Fox for the fresh boots. Got some freshies. I think Craig will go to 450. I would assume so. Yeah, I'm thinking Craig's going to 450 next year. I think he wins the championship this year, and he'll be moving up. Yeah, Garth's saying same thing. Definitely think that. Yeah, everybody's thinking that. Anderson for next year. What are you guys' thoughts on Anderson for next year? Just Hunt. I mean, dude, I like Anderson, dude. He's a cool guy. He's super cool. And I've always liked his riding style, just loose on the bike. I think he's been on fire all year, and I'd like to see him get some more wins this year. And I was hoping he'd win the championship. I was actually pulling for him over Tomac, but unfortunately, it's not gonna. Well, it doesn't look like it's gonna work at this point. But you never know. Anything can happen. You guys are right. Bike break, DNF. Imagine if you had 2 DNFs in a row, 2 bike breakdowns or something, and something crazy like that. You never know. It's not likely, but you never know. And Anderson just went on and won or something. I guess anything can happen. But I think next year, I think he comes out swinging like he did this year. I think Anderson. I think he's got some fire back, and he's riding awesome right now. So I think it's just going to roll into the outdoor season and then carry back on to next year. So don't count him out by any means. He's definitely looking strong. All right, so BDP here. Whatever happened to Arenacross? They used to have coverage. Now it's non-existent outside of Instagram. All right, so who knows the answer to that? Because I don't even know the answer to that one. So never even used to watch Arenacross. I kind of said the same thing. I used to just see people posting stuff on the gram and kind of follow it that way. I actually never used to watch a series on TV. But I feel like it's probably like everything else these days. You just got to kind of pay for like Peacock and get it on like an app or something. Like just TV, I think, is TV dead? Does anybody even watch like TV anymore? I don't know. But I'm sure, I know there's 2 series, right? What are the 2 series? Right? There's 2 different Arenacross series because I know there's races out here because I see a lot of the local Midwest people going to them. Antonez. Buddy Antonez Supercross years. I remember that. Buddy Antonez crushed it. So here we go. Jess Hunt saying Stewart is coming next year. That I've been praying for him all season. He is a totally different rider than he was on a Husky. Hey, I agree. Or total different riders since he went to a Husky, not when he was on a Husky. Look at that. Can't even see the words right. I agree, dude. Stewart's on fire too. He just looks solid, and I'm glad. It's good to see him up there. It's good to see people who've kind of been like back here for a little bit, when they're always been good. All of a sudden, boom, start getting a little bit up farther than they were, having their best year. That's what I would say. Stewart's having his best year, and good for him. I hope he comes out swinging next year too. He's just a cool dude too. Like it's good to see good people doing well with what they love. He's always smiling. Like that's one thing I've noticed about him is when you see him smiling, dude. He's showing off those big, pretty teeth. So I like. It's good to see people who work their butt off at something they love, and when they do good, the smile it puts on their face. And Stewart, when he does good, that dude is so happy, and I like that. I'm always like, dude, it's good to see people enjoying and having that feeling of accomplishment and stuff. So, like seeing a smile on that dude's face. All right, let's see. Big Feist is hanging in here. Here he is with the standard righto. Well, Big Feist coming out to visit with us here in July, right? July, Big Feist is coming out. So we'll have Big Feist out here in July, cruising around with us. So Benjamin, he's saying I need to get white plates for the 50+ class. I know, huh? I'm running the red like I'm the points leader. I ain't playing. Is that what the 50+? Well, no, white's just 450, I think, in general, and then black's 250. I think black plates would actually look sick with the Desert Storm looks. I think that could be a cool look. But I'm just gonna keep with the red, dude. Keep him acting like I'm leading points somewhere. Super senior class. All right, it says we got Thomas here. It says with the X Games going back to Minneapolis this year. Hey, you know stuff I don't even know. Hey, good to hear. That's good to know because I'm probably gonna roll out there then. I drove out the last time I was there. So what are your thoughts on Moto X Freestyle and Best Trick? Hey, I'm stoked to hear it's going to be back in Minneapolis, so we'll probably drive out. Me and Mel, take Mally out there, do a little X Games trip, maybe judge if they need an extra judge. I'm always open to judge events if I get asked to. But thoughts on Freestyle Moto and Best Trick is it's at levels it's crazy, dude. That's a gnarly sport right now. Happy to be retired. That's my thoughts. But it's gnarly because, dude, to get on the podium in freestyle, you basically have to do a front flip and a double flip in your run with a good solid run apart from that, which is gnarly. Dude, that's gnarly. It's not an easy task. But the thing is, if you watch the guys who actually double flip now, and you watch the guys. I'd say more with the double flip. The dudes who double flip are really consistent with it. Like, they almost have it wired. So it's almost like, yeah, we're like thinking, oh man, it's so gnarly, got a double flip in the run. But for those guys, that's no different from us when we had to just do, 5 or 6 different backflip variations. That was just, in our day, people were like, well, it's gnarly, do all these variations. But when you do it every day, it gets like muscle memory. You can just fire it off. So it's not really as gnarly as it seems for the athlete who does it every day. So for them, double backflip is probably pretty standard. Even though I look at it and I'm like, ooh, that's pretty gnarly. Got to do a double flip and a front flip just to get on the podium. But it's true, though. So a lot of risk in freestyle. And then Best Trick, even more risk, I would say, because everyone in Best Trick is always trying to come pretty much one-up each other, have something new. And to come up with something new these days is pretty... Dude, that's gnarly. Like, it's like, what else can these guys do? What else can you do to keep one-upping each other? And so I'll be excited to see what they got, because who knows? Like, what can really win Best Trick at this point? Like, you think you saw it all, and then someone comes out with something else. You're like, what? It's like video game stuff these days. But yeah, tough, risky time to be in freestyle, to be a top competitor in the sport. That's for sure. So shout out to the riders of the day who are still pushing it, because I know it's tough. It's tough mentally, and guys have to overcome a lot of fears in freestyle. That's for sure. All right. So is Anderson staying on Cowie next year? So We got Garth here. I would think so. I would think he ain't going nowhere. Why would they want to let that dude go at this point? Like, he's ripping right now. I would say he's staying, but I don't know. Chris P saying he's signed for 2 years. So there you go. All right, so Thomas here, Arenacross is FS1 and CBS. See, I'm just way behind you guys. You guys are already probably read the chat, but way before I get to it, and I'm like, I'm just the narrator over here. Big Fight saying he's the best cook. Oh my goodness. Well, Feist, when you get out here, please cook me some steaks. It's steak season now. It's grilling season here in the Midwest. We're going to be firing that grill up. Let's see. I wonder if Stewart trains with his brother. I don't know. I'm sure Big Brother has passed down a ton of knowledge to Little Brother, and I guarantee they probably talk probably before the races, after the races, during the week, and I guarantee Brother's giving him as much input and insight as possible. Their family, I would just assume. Melly, you want to get out? She's scratching. Mel got locked her in here. So I would think Big Brother's definitely. I just don't know if he rides during the week and stuff, and how much training he's doing. So maybe if he's still putting in some laps, he could be out there helping out Malcolm. But I think probably a lot more help that I would think he would be doing is probably just the mental game help and just helping him keep his mind right and think right and passing down all the stuff that, you know, James learned through the years of being a champion and kind of handing that off to Little Brother. And I'm sure he does ride. You know what I'm saying? He probably gets out there and rips, and I guarantee he probably can still hang with his little brother. Or he might be still faster. Who knows? Because you never really lose riding. It's like a bicycle. You could take off 6-7 months and get back on, and you might feel rusty, but you never really forgot how to ride. It's always there. All right, so BDP again. What if they came out with a 50-plus class for FMX? Dude, we'd look like a bunch of goons. We would, because a 50-plus class. So think about, is anyone even 50 yet? Deegan would be the closest one to 50 at this point. It'd be Deegan and Hart would be the closest, and then I'm right behind those guys. So none of us are even 50 yet, except for Mad Mike Jones. Mad Mike Jones is in his 50s for sure. Mad Mike's definitely, but dude, I don't even think he rides. The thing with freestyle is if you don't do it every day, you lose it. It's not like you don't lose. Remember, I was kind of saying, you don't really forget how to ride. You always know how to ride your bike. Get on your bike, rail corners, jumps. You know, your timing might be a little off a little bit, but you pick your timing up pretty quick. You know, but tricks are different. Like if you don't do your trick every single day, that trick's hard. And if you don't do it for years, you almost lose it, and you kind of have to relearn it. I mean, some tricks some of your tricks you probably could pop off with a couple tries, but I guarantee you, like for me, like I haven't done tricks in a while. So if I was to go out and start hitting the ramp right now, probably a few I could get. I guarantee you there'd be a whole lot that I'd have to relearn. Because freestyle says, so if you had a bunch of dudes, like even from 45 to 50, because that's kind of where all the original guys kind of land, like Hart, myself, Metz, Clowers, Clifford, all those dudes are 45 to 48. They're kind of in that little gap right there. We would probably all, I don't know if we would look like goons because everybody can still ride. We just wouldn't look very cool next to a current freestyle rider. We'd be doing some pretty basic stuff. But hey, some people, here's the deal. Some people wouldn't even care. Because here's the deal. Like if I go watch Tony Hawk skate, or I watch Christian Hosoi skate, or Steve Caballero, like some of the legends of skateboarding, I don't care what they do. I just watch them skate, and they just flow around, do a couple cool. Actually, Tony Hawk can still. I mean, I feel like they all can still do cool stuff because I watch them like, oh, this is pretty gnarly. He still can do that. But anyway, my point is, it doesn't matter to me what trick they do or how gnarly they get. I just like watching them because I'm like, yo, that's Tony Hawk, that's Steve Caballero. These dudes are legends. These guys started like vert skating. So some people might not even care. We go out there and do a can and do a whip and a seat grab, and people might be like, sweet, that's pretty cool. There's Deegan out there, you know what I mean? He's a legend of freestyle. The dude outbirthed the entire sport. So maybe it would be a cool thing to watch. And we wouldn't really have to do anything too crazy. Just be on our bike and be who we were, and people would probably still enjoy it. That's how I would look at it. Because think about this. Like, if you saw Kelly Slater surfing, and then Kelly Slater is probably still ripped in surfing, because surfing's probably one of those sports you can do way longer. So maybe that's not a good example, because I feel like surfers do get a really long career. But my point is like guys like that, Kelly Slater, legends that, you know, I mean, all right, let's just go to motocross. If you saw, like, I'm going to go way back because McGrath's too current. Like, McGrath still go out to the track. I'm going to say Ron Lachine because I still saw Ron Lachine's still rides, dude. He's super legend, right? Everybody knows who Ron Lachine is. Mickey Diamond, someone like that. They go out the track. They're not going out there like railing the track to where you're like, whoa, that dude's crazy fast. You don't care. You just watch him ride and you're like, yo, that's Ron Lachine. And the fact that he still rides his bike, to me, I'm like, I hope I can still ride my bike when I'm his age. So that's my point. I think people just enjoy watching their old, moto heroes because, shoot, Rick Johnson, Mickey Diamond, Ron Lachine, all those dudes are dudes that I looked up to growing up. So anytime I get to see them on a bike, it's just inspiring, right? You're like, dude, that dude's still ripping. And he might not even be going so fast. He's just riding, but that's ripping to us, right? You're still riding at that stage. He's ripping, dude. Don't matter how fast you go. Just shred it up. All right. So maybe, so tell some promoter, maybe we need to see if we could do because they do that in skateboarding. They do at skateboarding events. They have a class. They call it the Legends class, and it's all the dudes I was just talking about. It's all the old school dudes, Krishna Soy, or sometimes they call it the Masters class, the Legends class, the Masters class, and it's all the guys who basically birthed the sports, and they go out there and just rip it, and it's cool. So maybe some promoter ought to do something like that. I don't know how many people show up. Some people are like, I ain't hitting no ramp right now. I'd do it if I had some practice. I'll be honest with you. If I had built a freestyle bike, had a ramp set up, give me a couple weeks warm up, I'd do it. I'd feel fine. Because the ramp don't never say. I wouldn't be nervous about hitting the ramp. I just would need a little time to polish up some tricks. Jumping the ramp's the same. Second gear. Ain't nothing changing. That thing's the same forever. Hit it a gazillion times. I probably could jump it in my sleep. All right, let's see here. Remember when the Shaolin was cool? Yes. Shaolin's still cool. It's just cool upside down now. No, I still think it's a cool trick either way. It does look really cool upside down. But the Shaolin is just a cool looking trick. And I'm not just saying that because that was my trick. I really think it looks cool. Especially if you can do them big. If you can get your butt out past your front number plate to where your butt gets kind of towards your front fender, that looks pretty sick. And some of the dudes could, like Adam Jones, is really good for being as tall as Adam Jones was. He was really good at getting over the bars because he's not a little guy, and he can get pretty far out in front of his bike, and he can do them in flips too. So it's pretty sick. Adam Jones can do a lot. Like, he surprises me, dude, because it always seemed like the smaller guys were better at, like, guys like size of like Deegan. Like, Deegan's not like, he's not like super small like Clowers. Clowers really small. But Deegan's not like me. He's not a 6 foot dude either. He's kind of like in between. You know, I think Deegan's like what is Deegan? 5'8", 5'9", somewhere in there. It's like the perfect height for like freestyle. You're not like a puny dude to where you do your tricks and don't look that good because you're so little, but you're not, super, super lanky either, to where honestly, the taller you are in freestyle, it's kind of makes it harder. Even though sometimes they're like, oh, I like the taller guys. Everyone likes Pashana because it's so big. It's harder when you're bigger though, because you get way out of past your bike, or if you're trying to jump over the bars, you got to get those long legs over the bars. A little bit easier when you're in that 5'8", 5'9" range, like the perfect freestyle size. Like Drake McElroy was kind of that size. He wasn't big dude, but he wasn't a small dude either. And all his tricks were just moving around on the bike real easy. All right, let's see here. What up? Just got 10-4 back. 10-4 to the back there. Yeah. I was just cruising through reading some of your guys. Let's see. Stewart doesn't ride at all. So Hunt's saying Stewart's over it right here. All right. So he does have a podcast. And I know he has a podcast. It's probably really good. I haven't had time to jump on there and hear any shows, but I'll assume it's good. Dude's legend. He's got a lot to talk about. It's got a lot of history, so I'm sure it's really good. But anyway, let's read it. James Stewart doesn't ride at all. Watch his podcast, and he says he's never rides. Honda gave him a brand new bike. He doesn't even ride it. Sounds like he's over it. It happens, dudes. I mean, I don't know if I'll never be able to ride, to be honest with you. The only way I think I won't ride is if something like that, like right now, like I can't ride because there's something affecting me to keep me off my bike. I think that's the only way I'm not riding, because I still see guys older than me riding. And I'm always like, when I'm his age, I hope I still can ride. I like it that much, and I enjoy it that much. I'm going to ride as long as I can. All right, so what is Mel's jumping on here now? Mel. Wifey doesn't say yes to this freestyle tricks. She's over it. No freestyle tricks. Yeah, so Andy Irons, yeah. So he's a surf legend. Yep, had some drug problems, but definitely a big wave surf legend. Let's see. Up to you. Twitch, just want to say what up. Well, what up, brother? Thanks for jumping on here. We're about wrapped up here. About 8 o'clock here. Usually go for about an hour. Oh, wait. Well, I missed your comment too. Sorry, dude. Where's it at? Yo, Jeff, put it up. Where's it at? 28 peeps in here. It's my bad. Where was it? Put it up real quick. He got bummed. I missed it. I didn't mean to miss it. Oh, right here. What up, Ronnie? Yeah, I hope all is well. Thank you, sir. Was that it? Much love, brother. I probably skipped past it because I was looking for a question. I don't read every single comment. I was probably just scrolling through to see if somebody had a question for me to ask. So sorry about that, brother. All love. Oh yeah. Mel's got my back. he's all good about it. I don't think he's bummed. Anyway, all right, man. Wrapping it up for tonight, and so I guess we'll see you guys in a couple weeks, because we're gonna do the monthly thing here for a little bit. Hopefully, next 3 weeks I'll get some action in my life. Have something to talk about. Hopefully, I'm feeling better. Get the vertigo stuff out of here. And so, hey, keep everybody in the prayers. A lot of people needing prayer right now. Things going on in a lot of people's lives. So, hey, thanks again for being here. We'll be back in a few weeks. And ride safe. Much love. And God bless you guys. Peace out.